So this is actually the second time. I literally thought I just got done recording, realizing that I never hit start. Hi everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Mr. Irrelevant, and today we are talking about carriers. First, let's go ahead and ask, what's the best carrier? Well, some people argue though that the Owani is the best carrier. Some people argue that the Ark Royale is the best carrier. But there's actually quite a few. I mean, heck, there's another carrier that you could say is amongst the best. The Vovin, because of the fact that the Vovin and the Wani both have one thing in common. It has 5 engineering console slots. Now, Mr. Irrelevant, why does engineering console slots matter when it comes to hangar bay builds? Well, I'm glad that you asked. Reason being, of one very particular console. This one. The Hangar Craft Power Transmission. Now, as you can see, that one does Tetrion damage, but that's because the Hangar pet build I'm planning on doing is Tetrion based. I like Tetrion, you'll know that. But the question is, how many should you have on a ship? Well, a lot of people sit there and say that the sweet spot is 6. I don't know. Like, I've never really done a pet build, really, but there's a lot that goes into pet builds. How many engineering slots do you have? / universal slots do you have? What traits? What consoles? What are you running to, get to those, get your pets to do stuff? Well, let me go ahead and get into that. Let's go ahead and go into traits. I already told you what console you need to aim for. I'm going to tell you what traits that you should really aim for. Well, believe it or not, one of the most important traits doesn't even come off of a carrier. Not even a little bit. It comes off of a destroyer. Which destroyer does it come off of? Oh my gosh, there's so many destroyers. Which one does it come off of? The Hydra. The Terran Hydra Intel Destroyer comes with one of the best pet traits, starship traits, in the game. Here it is. And it's based on whatever pet you're using. So, let's just say you're just using fighters or shuttles for your pets. Well, your pets gain a straight 30% damage boost. Straight 30%. That's huge. In reality, that's all you need. But there's more. If you're running a frigate, well, then all your pets gain a 40% damage boost. Oh, I like the sound of that. But wait, there's more. Multi-mission or saucer section, in quotations, pet will boost your pets by additional 50%. But wait a minute. Not very many ships has the ability to spawn a multi-vector or saucer section. Not very many ships have saucer separation. Hydra is one that technically can do it. So if you're running the trait on the Hydra while you have that console equipped from the T5 version, you do that separation thing. Well, they're getting all the multi-vectors are gaining a 50% damage boost. Well, that's cool. But what if you're running a actual carrier and you don't have, you don't have one? Then what can you use? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have the perfect answer for that one. The Jem'Hadar Vanguard carrier comes with a console that gives it basically a separation that gives you that 50% boost, and you can equip it on any ship you want, any of them, all of them. So there's your 50% boost. Is it necessary? No. Is it fun? Oh, absolutely. I'm doing a pet build. I haven't touched it in, give or take, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, wait. No, last time I touched it was last year. So yeah, it's been probably about a year now. Gosh, I've been back in this game for already over a year. I've been playing it nonstop, and I don't think I'm going to be stopping anytime soon. I have been enjoying this game way too much. But even with all of this, what's the best carrier? Well, again, it's really up to you. There are 2 personal traits that I will throw out there that I would say that I would highly recommend getting. One of them being the holographic mirage decoys. It basically makes your mines, torpedoes, and pets invulnerable for 2 seconds. So it makes them harder to kill, which is actually huge. And then another honorable mention is Wing Commander. Your pets level up way faster, which is also really huge. So, yeah, keep those two in mind whenever you decide or you want to do a Hangar Pet build, but also keep in mind that these two personal traits are very expensive on the exchange, and I honestly don't know how to get either of them. I know that one of them comes from a duty officer bundle. I just don't know which one. I can't remember. Maybe someone in the comments will refresh my memory for that one, but I did get one. But there are a lot of arguments as to what makes the best carrier build. Some people say, you know, you got to run these certain things, these certain traits, these extra consoles. Other people say, well, you got to also have your ship do a lot. You know, got to run these certain things with these certain consoles. Like, there's a lot that can come into it. When it comes to Hangar Pet builds, I don't know what the best pet build is. I've barely scratched the surface when it comes to pet builds. Barely scratched the surface. But even with that being said, oh, I will do a pet build and it will be fun. And it's based on the Aspero. And yes, it is Tetrion. I love Tetrion, leave me alone. I just need to X2 the fleet version, which is right here. And once this is X2'd, I will plan on getting even more of these particular consoles because, well, people say that the sweet spot's 6, so I'm gonna get 4 more and boost these as much as humanly possible because everyone's all about the Federation fighters and the Klingon fighters, but everyone ignores this one because ew, Tetrion. I still don't know why Tetrion has such a bias against it. It's actually insanely strong. I actually did a build recently with the Tholian Mesh Weaver, of all things, and broke 1.3 mil with it using, you guessed it, Tetrion. Don't worry, I'll be doing a deep dive as to why I love Tetrion, but I'm afraid that once I do it, other groups will realize how strong Tetrion actually really is and will start implementing it to their runs, which I'm not looking forward to, but, you know, whatever. They can do what they want. But yeah, pet builds. 2 things. This is the most important console you can get. You can get it by crafting it, and the way to get it through crafting is you need to get your engineering to rank 15. And you can get it from the advanced engineering consoles. And when you do, make sure you have the Hangar Craft Power Transmission. The only way to get the crafting material for this item is by, unfortunately, doing elites or buying them off the exchange. So for those who want to do a Hangar Bay style build and you don't have any of the materials, which is this one right here, Subspace Calm Power Weave Overloader, and you don't have any of these, well, get with some friends or hope that when you're doing elite randoms, because you have to do elite randoms, keep in mind it has to be randoms because you can only get them from the random box. Hope that you get people in the TFOs that, you know how to do the TFO / do a lot of DPS, because a lot of these TFOs are not easy. Even for people who do high-end DPS, it's still not easy. There's, like, you can still fail, because in elites, it's no longer optional to complete certain tasks, it's mandatory. If you don't complete certain tasks, well, the mission fails. Ground isn't as hard. Ground is a lot easier to really get into because of the fact that, well, I mean, ground is easy to break. Very easy to break. Like, it's an understatement how easy it is to break ground. Oh my Gosh, I can't tell you enough when it comes to it. But space is something completely different. It's its own beast. So many there's TFOs that even I go into, and I'm just like, how many times am I gonna die? Depending on what ship I'm flying, of course. And what build I'm flying, etc. Yes, I still die in TFO. I still dive in Hive Elites, even though that I've broken 2 mil a couple of times. Heck, I recently broke 2 mil in this ship, and I still die in it. But yeah, Elites is the only way to get the item to craft this, and of course the way that you want to do it is you want to get the energy type of the pets you are using. But Mr. Relevant, what if I want to use 2 different energy type pets? Well, it's the same argument of why you don't want to use what do I call it? Like cannons and beams together. It's that same argument. It's not a good idea. Oh, disruptor. So you want to um keep the same energy type for your pets. Hence why for my carrier build I'm going with Tetrion, so I'm trying to get as many Tetrion versions as I can get, and then I'm just gonna go from there. Same thing. So stick with one energy type for your pets, whether you're running a mixed match of frigates and fighters, that's all up to you. But make sure it's the same energy type. Max out these. Like I said, I have been told that 6 is the sweet number, so get 6 of the energy type that you want. Like for my case, it's Tetrion. As you can see, I do have more because there are other pet builds that I was working on. But yeah, 6 is the sweet spot from what I've been told. But if you're flying a carrier that can't run 6, then just get as many as you can, because there are a lot of great carriers. Like the Jupiter, I would even argue, isn't the worst carrier in the game, but people said that it was. But the fleet version has 4 engineering slots. When you X2 it, it gets 2 more universals, so there's 6. So there's that. It doesn't even have the worst maneuver in the game either. But yeah, there are some that just don't have, like, I'll give the Terran Monitor a prime example. It only has 2 engineering slots, but it has a universal. When you X2 it, that's 5, so you can run 5. I'll give another example. The Vanguard carrier only has 2. When you X2 it, it has 4, so you're going to run 4. So 4 is the maximum you want to run. And there are other consoles out there that are good for pets. One of the best pet consoles in the game comes off of the support carriers. Doesn't matter which one, they all come with the same console. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing console. You don't even need to use it on a carrier build because of what it does. So, what this thing does is it levels up your pets just automatically. As soon as you activate it, levels them up. All your pets that are out in space within a certain distance. But also, your foes that are within 4 kilometers gain a 30 all damage debuff. So let that sink in. This console can be used for both pet builds and non-pet builds. This console is fantastic. Another good console to grab would be the Coordinated Engagement Solutions. That comes off of the Alliance Dreadnought, the Galaxy Alliance style looking ship with the weird mission pod looking thing that people wish that they could remove. This thing. It's also a really awesome looking ship and a great ship as well. I've seen people do really insane things with it. So keep that in mind. That's another fantastic console to grab. Like, there are a lot of individual consoles that you can grab for your pets alone. I do have a pet build in mind that I'm going to be kind of following with my own twist. The Fleet Power Network is another console that I will be adding because, again, 2 friend and up 12 pets they control, or you control either or. It buffs you and your friends, so there you go. So yeah, there's a lot that you can do when it comes to pet builds. I love carriers personally. I've always wanted to do a carrier build, and once I figure it out, good luck getting me out of a carrier. Carriers are super fun, but there's one thing that I didn't do. Let's go back to the T5 days, to the early days, to the first carrier, the Aatrox. I remember. Now, I don't remember if this ship was released after I joined the game back in early 2012, or if it was already in the game, but I remember the hype. The Klingons had their own version. They later got the Farfi battle carrier. They also got the Aatrox carrier. Not the Aatrox. Wow. Oh my gosh. The Vokuv. There was two ways to get the Vokuv. The Mirror or Fleet. So, like, they had their own. But granted, of course, their Zen carrier was way better because of the fact that it just had 4 weapons in the front, as you can see here. And yes, the tier 6 version of this ship does have 4, and it is it's this is the tier 6 version. As you can see, it's 4. This thing's a beast. Unfortunately, I don't know if this technically has it. I know that there are some event ships that have fleet versions. I don't think this one does, though. Let me see. So that's a tier 5. Let me do this. It does not. Okay, so you'd be stuck with 5. But wait a minute. What about that other Dreadnought carrier? I'm gonna do a whole separate thing on Dreadnought carriers. So ignore this. Which I also do love this thing. I think it looks Warhammer, and I like Warhammer, so yeah, leave me alone. But no, I remember the days when the Aatrox was so hyped. A guy I used to play with, that's the only thing he ever flew, was the T5 Aatrox. Even when T6 came out, he only flew the T5 Aatrox, which if he was to come back to the game, I'm sure he would fly the T6. And X to it. The fleet version, of course. But, yeah. Carriers. Super fun to ship. Extremely unique to this game. I mean, granted, it's not just unique to this game, because there are other space sim games where you can fly, in quotations, carriers, where, you know, fighters come out and all that stuff, but for Star Trek, it is extremely unique because you never really see that style of combat in any of the media. No shows, like nothing. Because when you think Star Trek, you don't think fighter on fighter action. You think, you know, like cruiser on cruiser action. You know, big ships fighting each other. Because that's basically all we've ever seen. And the fighters belong to, you know, to Star Wars. But no, it happens here. Oh no, there's a lot of stuff that you can read when it comes to no hanger, the pets, the fighters. So, yeah. Anyway, this is gonna call it a close here. But thank you so much for watching. God bless, and I will see you all in the next video. And no, I will not be saying what the next video is going to be, so look forward to that. There will be other videos in between these that are going to be separate from, you know, this style of video, so keep that in mind. But anyway, God bless, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.